It means we have to talk about the temperature, and temperature is belongs to the thermodynamics. And if I talk about the thermodynamics, then what is the meaning? The meaning is I talk about the thermodynamics law, because without the thermodynamics law, the operation or the process which is involved in the base of the temperature, that is not possible. Okay, so there is total four law: first law of thermodynamics, second law of thermodynamics, third law of thermodynamics, and zeroth law of thermodynamics. Total fourth law, that is not first, second, third, and fourth, that is first, second, third, and zeroth law of thermodynamics. Okay, so today we're going to discuss about the thermodynamics law. So we talk about this, what are the thermodynamics law and their application in today lecture. So what do you mean by the thermodynamics? Thermodynamics is the study of effect of work, heat and energy. Work, heat and energy means what happened? We can say that in comparison to that, thermodynamics is a branch of science where we can study the effect of heat or effect of temperature during the work done. Okay, heat, what is heat? Heat is a energy. Okay, so energy word is involved here. Heat is the energy, thermal energy. Okay, heat is the energy, and work done by the heat, work done by the heat, work done by the heat, work is there. So in that thermodynamics, we can study the work done or work done by the heat or temperature. So all these word is involved, work done by the temperature. Okay, so heat is nothing but it is a energy, heat energy. Okay, so on a system, okay, thermodynamics is only concerned with the large scale change, macroscopic large scale change and observation. Okay, so getting started, all the thermodynamics can be expressed in the term of four quantity: temperature, that is produce the heat; internal energy; enthalpy, entropy S; and heat Q. Okay, so these are all depend to each other. These quantity will be defined as the process through the lesion. Okay, whatever the progress of the lesion, then we can discussing these term. Okay, so now see, classical vertical versus statical. What is the classical meaning of thermodynamics and what is the statical meaning of the thermodynamics? The classical meaning of thermodynamics concern the relationship between the bulk properties of the matter. Nothing is examined at the atomic or molecular level. Okay, understand? Means classical thermodynamic concern with the property, bulk property. Okay, means we can heat a object, and what is the change of the shape and size of that object, that we consider, that is the classical thermodynamics. Okay, we don't concern with what is the atomic structure of that material, or what is the molecular level in particular material. We don't discuss or we don't consider about that. We don't follow the atomic structure in the classical thermodynamics. And now statical thermodynamics seek to explain those bulk property in term of constituents atom. Means what is the statical thermodynamics? Statical thermodynamics deal with the molecular change, atoms change. The statical part train the aggression of the atom, not the behavior of any individual atom. Okay, not the behavior of any individual atom. Now, what are the introduction for that? So, introduction, according to British scientist C.P. Snow, the three laws of thermodynamics can be summarized as you can win. First law, you can win. Second law, you can even break the even. And third, you can't get out from the game. Okay, these are not the law, but these are the concept by we can understand the law of thermodynamics. First law means you can win. Second law, you can even break the event. And third, you can't get out from the game. Means the meaning of these phrases, these proverbs, you can understand one by one. See, first, you can't win. First, you can't win. Okay, the first law of thermodynamics is an extension of law of conversion. The energy or the change in internal energy of a system is equal to the change of internal energy. The change of internal energy of a system is equal to heat added to the system minus work done by the system. Internal energy equal to heat added in the system and work done in the system. It means whatever the heat we can supply to the system, like we can say that boiler. Okay, and what are the work done means what are the output we'll get, or what is the work done with that heat we can apply in the system or added to the system. So see here, first law of thermodynamics. See, stage 1, stage 2, E internal energy, and E2 minus E1 equal to Q2 minus, sorry, Q minus W. And what is E? E is internal energy. E2 minus E1, what is that? That is the change in internal energy. So change in internal energy is heat added and work done. So Q is heat transfer here. Any thermodynamic system is equilibrium state. Procedure state variable can be internal energy E between any two equilibrium state. The change in internal energy is equal to difference of heat transfer into the system and work done by the system. See here, this is our heat transfer. Okay, and work done. So what happened? One, two, three. Three block is there, and one block is added by the heat adding. This is our work done. This one is our work done. Okay. So Q minus W. Q minus W. So whatever the change in internal energy, the change in internal energy, what happened? See, the height is changed. Means you can observe that when we can add the heat, so what happened, this height will be changed, this much be difference here. So see, this is the change, and what is the equal of this change? That is our change in internal energy, that is equal to Q minus W. Means we apply more heat, more energy, but output, our work done is less. For example, see here, you can see here what happened, a ball is dropped to here, then what happened, it transfer the energy, it transfer the energy. Yes, now you can see what happened, there is a battery which attached to here, the battery is link up and fan is running now. Then what is our output? Our out input is just, we just apply the ball movement, and output, what is the output? Output is the flagging the flag. And here, this is the another example of the first law of thermodynamics. So what happened here? You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what happened? There is six cylinder, and it is the piston cylinder assembly. So what happened? How much energy is created in different level? Means heat produced by the spark, air fuel mixture inside the cylinder, and spark is generated, and after a spark is generated, then a high amount of heat energy will be produced. Okay, high amount of heat will be produced, and due to the friction between parts and other fractional component, what happened, the total heat is not converted to the mechanical energy, because the mechanical efficiency is less. So many energy efficiency we can study in the compressor, in the turbine, like whatever the mechanical energy, what is the overall, sorry, what is the mechanical efficiency, what is the overall efficiency, what is the volumetric efficiency, these things we can study previously, we are studying it previously. But what happened, you can observe that not even any efficiency is equal to 1, is equal to 1. Then what is the meaning efficiency? What is the meaning of efficiency? The meaning of efficiency is input output, means output divided by input. Means if input and output equal to each other, then we can get the 100% efficiency. But any mechanical machine or any other machine are not provide the 100% efficiency. They have 90, 95, 80, 60, 65, like this much efficiency is there. Okay, so that is the causes: heat apply minus work done. So these are the difference. What is the difference between the change in internal energy? So process terminology: adiabatic means what are the process belongs to the first law of thermodynamics. Adiabatic, no heat transfer is allowed. Means in adiabatic what happened? Heat means temperature is constant. Adiabatic, remember that these question may be asked in your viva. What is the adiabatic process? Adiabatic process is that where in a system where temperature is constant to other, so isothermal here temperature is constant, but what happened? Sorry, adiabatic is there is no heat transfer. Heat transfer is not there. And in the isothermal means constant temperature is there. T is constant. It means here total heat total heat H is constant. Here temperature is constant, T is constant. Isobaric, isobaric means pressure is constant because the unit of pressure is bar. Big unit of pressure is bar. That is 10 to power 5 Newton per meter square. 1 bar equal to 10 to power 5 meter per square. And isochoric means volume is constant. So by the name, what happened in the viva? I can ask what is the isothermal process. So isothermal process, what is that? In that process, the temperature of the system is remain constant. Means there is no change in temperature. Means T1 minus T2 equal to 0. And what is the adiabatic process? The adiabatic process is the total heat of the system is constant. Means there is no change in the total heat. Isobaric, pressure is constant, and isochoric, constant volume is there. Now what is the adiabatic process? We can discuss in detail. An adiabatic process transfer no heat, means Q equal to 0 here. So what will happen? Delta U equal to Q minus W. Then we can say that in adiabatic the change in internal energy delta U is equal to work done, because Q equal to 0. No heat transfer means heat is constant. If there is no heat transfer, then Q is 0. When a system is expand adiabatically, W is positive. See, work done is positive. The system does not work. So delta U is equal to negative. Heat in change is negative. See, change in internal energy is negative. When a system compressed adiabatically, this is about the expansion. Expansion delta U equal to negative. And when the compression, then what happened? W is negative. Compression, then W negative, and expansion, your internal energy, change in internal energy is negative. Okay? Here, vice versa to each other. See, work done is positive and internal change in internal energy negative. And in compression, what happened? W work done is negative and change in internal energy is positive. So, what do you mean by the expansion and compression? Anyone can tell? What do you mean by the expand and compress? Are expansion and compression? Anyone can tell what is the meaning of these two? Expand and compress. See what happened? Air is inside the cylinder. This is there is air. See, there is air. Air is there. Then what happened? If this piston is moved downward, if this piston move downward, then what happened? These air between the cylinder and piston is compressed. So this is the compression. This is the compression. See here. You can see here. When the piston is move up, compression process is there. Move upside, that is the compression, and move downward, that is the expansion or expand. Means volume is expanding when piston go down and volume is compressed when the piston is go up. Expansion and compression. Okay, so that is the here. Expansion means volume, air or heat, whatever is there. Expansion means increase in volume, and compression is decrease in volume. So next is isothermal process. And isothermal process is a constant temperature process. Any heat flow through into or out of the system must be slow enough to maintain the thermal equilibrium. For ideal gases, delta T equal to 0. If delta T equal to 0, if delta T equal to 0, then change in internal energy is also 0. This is for the ideal gas. Okay, then we know the formula delta U equal to Q minus W. Delta U equal to Q minus W. If this is 0, then what happened? Q equal to W. Means in the isothermal process, heat addition is equal to work done. Heat added equal to work done. Any energy entering the system Q must be leave as work. Okay, if temperature change is not there, isothermal process is there, then whatever the heat entered, that is convert to the work done. Next, isobaric process. So what is the isobaric process? Isobaric process, the temperature of the system, sorry, the pressure of the system is remain constant. The pressure of the system is remain constant. So an isobaric process is an a constant pressure process. Change in internal energy delta U, work done W, and heat addition Q are generally not zero. Means this term is not zero. But calculating the work done by an ideal gas is straightforward. Means there is a W. See here, W equal to P into delta V, where P is the pressure of the system and V is the delta V is the change in the velocity. Sorry, not velocity, change in volume. W equal to P into delta V. P is pressure and delta V is change in volume. Change in volume. Okay. Water boiling is a subspan. Water boiling in a saucepan is an example of an isobaric process. Isobaric process. Okay. What happened if we boil the water in pressure cooker? Then what happened? Pressure is changed. Pressure is changed. But when we boil the water in a saucepan, then what happened? The pressure is constant, means pressure is not changed. So boiling the water of a saucepan is a process, isobaric process, means pressure is constant. If the pressure is constant, then what happened? W work done equal to P pressure into the whatever the change in volume, that is the work done. So an isobaric process is a constant volume process when volume of a system doesn't change. It will do not work on it. Means what happen? As you see here, what is the formula? W equal to P into delta V. So if there is no change in pressure, volume, means volume is constant, then what is the meaning? V2 minus V1, volume 1 minus volume 2 equal to 0, equal to 0. That is the meaning for isobaric process. So work is 0, then whatever the change in internal energy, that is equal to heat added in this system. Means the total change in internal energy is equal to heat added in the system for the isobaric process. Heating gas in a closed container. See, heating gas in a closed container is an example of isobaric process. Heat gas, heating the gas in a closed container, that is the isochoric process. So heat capacity, what is the heat capacity? So the amount of heat required, the amount of heat required to rise a contain, sorry, the amount of heat required to rise a certain mass of a material by a certain temperature is called heat capacity. Q equal to mc into delta T, mcx into delta T. Okay, so the constant Cx is called the specific heat of substance X. SI unit is J oblique kg per Kelvin. This is the specific heat. M is mass and delta T is the change in temperature. So heat capacity of any system is calculated by Q equal to mcx delta T. So the delta T is the change in temperature and m is mass of the particular system or object, and Cx is the specific heat for the particular object. Heat capacity for of a ideal gas. Are you know about the what is the ideal gas? Ideal gas is that type of gas which is not compressible, means not compressible. Heat means ideal gas is not compressible. We can't compress the ideal gas. Uncompressible. So sorry students, there is a network issue that's why I'm disconnected. So heat capacity of the ideal gas is uncompressible gases which is not compressed. Okay, so Cv is the specific heat capacity are constant volume. Cv, Cp heat capacity at constant pressure. Okay, Cv heat capacity constant volume, and Cp is heat capacity for the constant pressure. So Cv equal to 3 by 2 R, Cp equal to 5 by 2 R. For the constant volume, Q equal to NCV delta T equal to delta U. Means what is that? This is the constant volume. We all know that in the constant volume, we can discuss in previous slide. In the constant volume, K equal to delta U, means heat addition is equal to change in internal energy. So here what is R? Because R is used here. So R is the universal gas constant. R is universal gas constant, and that is equal to 8.314. 8.314, that is constant, and 3 by 2 is also constant, so that Cv is nothing but it is a constant, that is heat capacity at the constant value, and Cp is also constant, that is 5 by 2 R, means 5 by 2 into 8.314, that is the our Cp for the ideal gas, and 3 by 2 into the 8.314, that is the heat capacity of the constant volume. So next point is, you can't break even. You can't break even. Second law. Think about what is the meaning to not break even. Every effort you put forth, no matter how efficient you are, you will a teeny bit of the wastage. Means what happened? You can't break even, means whatever the substance is there, whatever the things we can purchase. For example, best example of this is that, imagine you buy a soap. You buy a soap, means bath soap. Can you imagine that you can use that soap 100%? Not. Because at the last, when a very thin layer of the soap is remaining, so that soap is wastage. We can throw that soap, or they mix with the water and the soap is dissolved in the water, and that soap is gone wastage. So that is the meaning here. You will have a teeny bit of the wastage. Means we can't convert all available energy into the work done. There is must be, if we are 100% efficient, then there is a possibility there is some little bit wastage is there. Means whatever I previously say, the efficiency must not be equal to 100%. There is some losses is must be there. Okay, then what is the second law of thermodynamics? Second law can also be stated that the heat flows instantaneous from a hot object to a cold object. The second law of thermodynamics, for a natural process, the heat transfer is always hotter to the colder object. means as like a water flow, what happened? Water is always naturally, I'm not adding any motor or pump. Okay, naturally what happened, water or liquid always flow high head to low head. Similarly here, the transfer of heat or heat flow is always from a hot object to the cold object. Hot object to the cold object. Okay, that is the second law. Second law means, the second law of thermodynamics is the heat flow always from hotter object to cooler object. Now, second law of thermodynamics, this is hot and this is cold. So what happened? The heat transfer is continuously to T1 to T2, to T1 to T2, so that until they are equilibrium. मीन्स व्हाट हैपन कि आपका जो हॉट ऑब्जेक्ट है और कोल्ड ऑब्जेक्ट है, हीट हॉट से कोल्ड की तरफ जाएगा और कब तक ट्रांसफर होगा? कब तक ट्रांसफर होगा? जब तक कि दोनों का टेम्परेचर सेम नहीं हो जाता, तब तक हीट ट्रांसफर कंटिन्यू रहेगा. जब T1 T2 इक्वल हो जाएंगे आपस में, तो हीट ट्रांसफर विल स्टॉप. Heat transfer will be stopped. ओके, सो इसका बेस्ट एग्जांपल आपको क्या हो जाएगा? बेस्ट एग्जांपल देखिए कि अभी क्या होता है कि आप एक हॉट वाटर का वेसल लीजिए, और एक क्या कहते हैं कोल्ड वाटर का वेसल लीजिए, और एक नॉर्मल वाटर का वेसल लीजिए. तीन, एक में आपका हॉट वाटर है, एक में आपका कोल्ड वाटर है, और एक बर्तन में आपका क्या कहते हैं कि नॉर्मल वाटर है. तो आप अपना एक हाथ हॉट वाटर में डालिए और दूसरा हाथ कोल्ड वाटर में डालिए. ओके, और आफ्टर 30 सेकेंड और 15 सेकेंड आप दोनों हाथ अपने निकालिए, मतलब हॉट वाटर वाला जो हैंड है उसको निकालिए और जो कोल्ड वाटर वाला हैंड है और उसको निकालिए, और दोनों हाथ आपका जो नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर का वाटर है उसमें इंसर्ट करिए. तो क्या होगा कि जो एक हाथ आपका हॉट वाटर में था, उसको वो जो पानी जो वाटर रहेगा नॉर्मल वाटर, उसको वो ठंडा लगेगा, उस हाथ को वो क्या कहते हैं कि कोल्ड लगेगा. और जो हाथ आपका कोल्ड वाटर में था वो वाटर उसके लिए हॉट लगेगा. क्यों? जब क्या कहते हैं कि आपके हाथ से हीट निकलती है, ठीक है, आपके हाथ से हीट निकलेगी तो आपको कोल्ड लगेगा, ठंडा लगेगा. और जब आपके हाथ में हीट आएगी, मीन्स हीट ट्रांसफर फ्रॉम वाटर टू योर हैंड, तो आपको क्या लगेगा? हाथ गर्म लगेगा, हाथ आपका हॉट लगेगा, यानी वाटर आपको गर्म लगेगा. अभी क्योंकि क्या कहते हैं कि आपने गर्म वाटर में, हॉट वाटर में अपना हाथ इंसर्ट किया था, तो जो क्या कहते हैं कि हॉट वाटर था वो आपके बॉडी टेम्परेचर से ज्यादा था, देन हॉट वाटर से एनर्जी आपके हाथ में ट्रांसफर हो रही थी. लेकिन जब भी आपने नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर में अपना हाथ इंसर्ट किया तो क्या हुआ कि आपके हाथ का टेम्परेचर जो कि हॉट वाटर में था उसका ज्यादा हो गया और नॉर्मल वाटर का टेम्परेचर कम था, तो आपके हाथ से एनर्जी वाटर में ट्रांसफर होने लगी, तो आपके उस हाथ को ठंड महसूस होगी। लेकिन जो आपका हाथ ठंडे वाटर में था और उसको आपने नॉर्मल वाटर में शिफ्ट किया, देन व्हाट हैपेंड, वाटर से एनर्जी आपके हाथ में जा रही थी, तो वो आपको ठंडा लगेगा, सॉरी गर्म लगेगा। ओके, सो दिस इज फॉर द today lecture. So if you have any question belongs to the today lecture means law of thermodynamics, then